Can't
two.
stop banging on that door.
What up, family? Welcome back to I Said the podcast for all things sports. I'm your host, Chris, and today we talking who was a surprise team in the NFL? Who was better in their prime? I think one's kind of still in his prime. The Joker or Dwight Howard? Interesting conversation. And we got to give y'all our NBA Finals predictions. Who we got winning the chip, y'all. Next on I Said It Sports. Subscribe, y'all. Please subscribe. Hit that like button, too. We appreciate that. What up, family? Welcome back to I Said It, the podcast for all things sports, the podcast for the fans and by us, the fans. I am your co-host, Chris, and I got Brianna, Blair, and Darius with me today. What's up, family?
What's up?
Nothing much, nothing much. We're gonna start this thing off and kick it off right. Um, who is our surprise teams in this coming NFL season? It is inching closer and closer. I think we about like some odd 90 plus days out from the start of the regular season. So I think I'm going to start. I'll start it off and kick it off. My surprise NFL team. I've gone back and forth on this one. I've had a couple different teams in mind. I was this close to picking the Detroit Lions. I was this close. I was right there. But I didn't want to shock enough people with that one because I think a lot of people think they're going to be good. So I decided to go with a team that most people probably don't think is going to be any good, even though they got a new coach. I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos. I think the Denver Broncos will make the playoffs, possibly win the division. Who knows? But I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos. I like what they did in the draft. Like what they did in free agency. I like the draft of Marvin Mims. I really like that. I think that's going to boost their receiving core. As long as they can stay healthy, I think they'll make the playoffs this year. And their defense is going to that 3-4, which I think is sticking with that 3-4, and I like their defense too. So I'm gonna go with the Denver Broncos, man. That's who I like, man. That's who I like. Uh, Brianna, who you like this coming season besides the Baltimore Ravens? Just a
Well,
surprise team. Nobody, you got to be like, oh, they win it at all. We already know who you got, but
um, let's go with. I don't want to pick nobody in our division. Fuck all y'all niggas. I'm going to say the Carolina Panthers. Let's just go there.
good.
Dude, shut up.
Nah, you took my shit, man.
Oh.
I got another one in the back pocket, though. Don't worry about
Carolina Panthers. I think they're gonna be pretty decent, man. I think they would. We all know they was definitely missing a quarterback, but
Yes, definitely.
yeah, yeah, I like, I like that pick. That's not a bad pick. I like that. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. I like that. That's not bad. That's not bad. I don't know who he throwing to though, but I like it.
it. Sean said his phone is dead.
Oh, oh.
Um,
Well, well, Blair, who you got?
Oh,
You
we,
went
we
mute.
can't hear you.
Let Darius go before I take his pick, cuz.
Oh, go ahead, Darius.
Well, originally I did have Carolina. You know, I felt like they got a good shot. I feel like that division is kind of wide open. You know what I'm saying? They showed some good promise at the end of last season, so I think they'll be all right. But my other surprise team, surprisingly,
Uh-oh.
got the Indianapolis Colts.
Mm.
Mm.
I think they are going to be better than expected.
Okay.
Mm.
I don't necessarily think they just gonna be like all running through the league, but
Right.
healthy Jonathan Taylor.
I,
If the defense can get back to what they were, I think they'll be all right this year.
I like
Okay.
this pick. So you
Okay.
think Anthony Richardson gonna do his thing this year, huh?
I
That's
think
my boy.
I think maybe he won't be like super terrible like everybody think he's gonna be.
Hmm.
Because I feel like the running attack is gonna carry them. So for his first year, a lot of play action, easy
Okay.
throws, first read, second read type of things. They're gonna try to keep him as grounded as possible. They don't want him to go out there and throw 40 times right now. So if the
Uh-uh.
defense and the running game can help him out, I think they can compete in that division.
Yeah. I like that. I don't feel bad about that, but I don't I feel you with the QB, man. I don't know about that guy, man. I don't know. I don't know. But I feel what you're saying as far as the plan is concerned. I'm with that. But they can't go out there and think they can go bombs away with this young man because that ain't happening. He ain't ready for all that. He ain't ready. Blair, who would you have, man?
I guess I'm gonna have to pick somebody that was butt cheeks because if it don't work out, So a surprise team that was butt cheeks from last year that actually might not suck is gonna be. I feel like Houston, bro. I'm interested to see what D'Amico Ryans is gonna do with that. Like they were trash. They were absolutely terrible. Whether they were trying or not, they weren't any good last year. But got those, the two of the top players in the draft back to back. Like he worked. They did some things, so I'm curious to see what he's gonna have to work with when the season starts.
I like that pick too because they did play as bad as they were. They played hard every game.
They
Lovey had them
did,
play
but they
hard
fired
every
that
game, and they
dude
was
like
in
they
every
did.
game.
Lovey blew them the number one pick.
Oh yeah, definitely because he found out he was getting fired before the game. Like, oh, I got you, cuz. I got you, cuz. I got you. That's the great thing about the NFL season. Every team has a reason to be optimistic about the season. You can say that we was terrible last year. That was last year. It's new season. We got new draft picks, new pickups in free agency. Everybody for the most part is healthy. You know, everybody got something to look forward to. I mean, maybe except with the exception of the Cardinals, because but everybody else got you got a lot to look forward to. You got draft picks. You got a lot of exciting things happening out here. But we'll never know. Never know. It is the NFL. It is the NFL. But you know what we got to do? We got to move on. So Darius posed this question the other night. It has made its way to the sports shows, but we don't give a damn. We're still going to talk about it anyway. The question is, who was better in their prime? Joker still might be in his prime. He is only 28 years old, and he's coming off. He finished second
He
in the
just
MVP
hitting it,
race.
bro.
Yeah, he ain't
Hey,
even hit the prime
He
yet.
just hitting
hey,
it, cuz. He just
hey,
starting
man.
his prime.
He's already hit. He already had 2 MVPs at this point. So that's what I'm saying. He's in there. He in it. Like he knee deep. I'm
He
just
not
saying
in
he
the
in
thick
it.
of it.
I think he in the thick of it. I think he in there. It started 2 years ago. He winning MVPs. You in your prime, my boy. You doing your thing. So who was better? Dwight Howard or Nikolai Jokic?
This
Who
is
you
not
take?
even a question.
Oh, what the fuck? Man.
Hmm?
Then who you got then? So you said it ain't a question?
This isn't a question. We always the Joker. Dwight was great. Y'all know that was my favorite player in the beginning. That was my dog. You couldn't tell me nothing about no Dwight Howard in the Orlando Magic. But career wise, if you're looking at them both, Joker has the better career wise in his prime right now. We saying this is his prime. He has 2 MVPs and he's going to the finals. In some cases, many feel like he's going to win him a final. So I'm gonna go with Joker. Dwight was great. He was amazing. Superman. He was everything. But I'm going with Joker.
I'm gonna say not so fast, my friend. I gotta go with Dwight Howard, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Don't you technically have a longer body of work though?
You do have, but we're just talking about the
Like
specifics.
Joker is 28. Dwight Howard
we talking about prime versus prime.
How is it prime versus prime, and he just hitting his prime, bro? Like I don't get how is it prime versus prime.
I'm with Chris. Some people prime is longer than others. A lot of people prime early.
No, he 2 years, 3 years into his the prime. Y'all think started at 25 or something?
Yeah.
But that's still only 3. Dwight had a whole
this is third
career,
year into
bro.
his prime.
Dwight Howard had a whole career. I don't understand.
I understand. We're comparing prime to prime. So
you can't compare prime to prime if the dude is still in his prime.
Exactly. We're talking about right now. We're just saying if Nikolai, so say he win the championship and he done.
The man is literally at the top of his game. If he go out and start averaging 35, then I'll have that conversation then. But he at the top of his game. I'm looking at Jokic at the top of his game versus Dwight at the top of his game. And I'm feeling Chris. I'm probably going Dwight. Because I'm
why?
I'm gonna want the more complete player.
Dwight?
Yes.
He's a more complete player.
First off, in Dwight's prime, Dwight was averaging 23, 22, 23. He was also giving you about 13, 14 rebounds, and the nigga was averaging like 3 blocks and was easily the best defensive player in the game.
Dwight didn't win you any finals. He didn't get you any MVPs. As great as he was amazing. But not one time was he the best player in the league. This nigga was the best player in the league twice.
But
the best player out of all the niggas that's playing in the league twice.
Fair. But we can't sit here and act like he ain't playing with a team. You didn't feel like, listen, let's be real.
Nothing to do with
these
him
two.
Hold
on. But wait a minute.
I can't believe this.
That was him. That was an individual.
There's a difference. There's a difference.
I can believe this because you believe KD was better than Giannis. How many MVPs he got?
I did, but I'm not saying anything. I said this nigga won it twice. If KD had won it twice, then I would be like, ooh, KD won it twice. KD won it once. That 1 year, he was better than everybody in the league. Now, I've never said, I said KD was better than Giannis, that 1 year when Giannis won it? That year?
Correct.
Giannis won it twice.
Those 2 years, that's when I said KD was better than him?
Yes. Yeah, you still had KD as the best player in the league over a dude who won MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same year.
Right, that's when we were talking about who we would take. When we take KD or Giannis, and I said they both. Y'all were saying they both the same player. KD does this better than Giannis. That's what we were arguing about. I am saying this nigga won. You can't tell me a nigga who has not won. At least KD got one under his belt. This nigga hasn't won one. And y'all trying to tell me that he's better, that he was better in his prime than a nigga that won 2 that's still
What
in
I'm
his prime.
saying is, in his prime, I'm gonna take the more complete player. Jokic on most occasions averages about 24, 25, 13 around 11 to 12 rebounds, and he gonna give you about 8 assists. On the other end, Dwight gonna give me around the same amount of points, the same amount of rebounds. I don't need him to assist because he's the defensive player of the year. Probably the most dominant center we've seen since Shaquille O'Neal.
And he still did not win not one MVP. He was never better than anybody else in this league.
That is absolutely fine.
The Joker has been better than everybody else in the league.
Wait a minute.
2 times.
But you also that's fair.
But also I'm gonna take into account. I'm gonna also take into account because the times are different. I'm taking into account when they played. I'm not gonna sit here and try to play Dwight like he
was great.
I'm not. Hold on. This is my argument. I'm not gonna sit here and play Dwight like he didn't take his team to the finals, and I'm not gonna be mad at him for not winning the MVP in the time of a prime LeBron and Kobe.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Also, we're not gonna act like the Joker's team has not been top 10 even without Jamal Murray and Michael whatever his name is.
Porter Jr.
I haven't.
I'm looking at balled consistently, even without his star players. This nigga has continued to ball.
I'm looking at player versus player. Jokic has won the two. Jokic has won the 2 MVPs. Yes, Dwight was back-to-back defensive player of the year. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm talking about the most dominant dude in the league, probably almost at the time.
You're telling me that you're looking for an overall player.
Yes, I am.
Twice, back-to-back, considerably 3 times, honestly, because he could have won it this year too. This nigga has been an overall better player in the entire league.
And that's in the league that he's in. But I'm looking at this player versus this player. Jokic is outstanding offensively. Dwight was great offensively. Dwight was outstanding defensively. Joker's not even okay defensively. That's what I'm looking at. So if I'm looking at in a prime, which player I'm gonna take, I want to take the more complete player.
In his prime, he got his team to the finals and did not win. This nigga is going to the finals, and most people are saying he's going to win. Mind you, without his squad, he was still balling his ass off.
Fair.
Getting them to the playoffs every year by himself.
Hold on. If we're going to talk about getting there every year, Dwight definitely had a way worse team and took them to the finals.
He left. And he had to go win a championship with LeBron James.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
He left and had to go win a championship with LeBron James.
What's wrong with that? Steph had to go win one with KD. So what?
Steph won one by himself. He won one by himself.
No, I meant to say it the other way around.
D-Wade won before LeBron too, cuz.
He meant to say it the other way around. Okay.
Yeah, I meant to say it the other way around.
And I've always told you those championships that he won, regardless of there's always going to be tainted on his career. He has to win one by himself. We've always said this. A ship is a ship. No one's denying the fact that he has 2 ships and 2 finals MVPs. We're never going to deny that to KD. It's always going to be a taint, though. We're always going to talk about how he went to go play with Golden State. No matter what we talk about, those 2 championships are always going to be tainted.
I don't think that taints the championships because you need.
It does because you're always going to discuss. You literally just told me. You literally just told me he had to go play with Steph to win one.
I didn't say that anything was wrong with that. I didn't say that anything was wrong with that.
But that's what I'm saying. That's always going to be what they bring up, no matter what. They're not going to say, damn, he won that and he got 2 finals. It's always going to be, but he had to go play with Steph and Draymond.
Yeah, but I think they only say that when they're comparing him to other players, like other historically great players.
Even with that, I feel like just like I felt like it was when they was like, oh, LeBron went here, this player went here, bruh. I don't know no nigga who won multiple championships with a team that wasn't super great.
This is true.
Nobody.
Fair.
But with
Even
KD,
Jordan.
this is true.
Fair.
But with all those other niggas, LeBron, those niggas went with the team. They came and put Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh together. They all went together. With KD, he went to a team that was already solidified. That team was already great. That's what the difference is. And that's all. And you know how much I love that nigga. That is what we're always going to talk about. And the fact that they beat our ass the year before. They just beat our ass the year before. And he went to go play with them niggas. That's always going to be talked about. Especially as an OKC fan. Any OKC fan you talk to, they're going to talk about how that nigga went to go play with the team that beat our ass the year before.
And I don't blame KD for making a decision as a free agent.
Yes, I don't blame him at all. He went to a place where he didn't have to do as much work. He didn't have to carry the load, and I understand it. But it doesn't change the fact that when we talk about his championship, even though he was the best player on that team when he went there, he went to a team that was already great. That team didn't get put together with KD in it. It was already solidified, and KD went and joined it. With LeBron came with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. They made it a thing. And every team he's went to, he's won himself a championship. That's the difference. So now,
ain't no difference to me.
It is. It's a difference.
I can't be mad at a dude for playing with a good team when everybody who's won.
No, we're not. No one's mad at him. I'm just saying that's going to be what they talk about.
What I'm saying is I can't say that his championships mean less than anybody else's.
No, not at all. But that's just gonna be what they talk about when they talk about his championship. Every time. It's not nothing wrong with what he did in our eyes. Well, to me it was, but in our eyes, there's nothing wrong with what he did. He made the best decision for him, and he was the best player on that team. It's just that when we talk about those championships, as great as they were, as amazing as that team was, that we're gonna talk about how he left OKC at the height of OKC, and he went to go play for a team that beat him.
The team that beat him. Fair.
Yes, we're always just just going to be what they talk about.
To get back to the discussion, though, Howard versus the Joker. I understand Dwight Howard doesn't have any MVPs, but I believe those 3 years he finished in the top 5 of MVP voting. I think 1 year he finished third behind LeBron James, and that's the 1 year that D Rose won it. That's 2011. Right. So I think in those years he was finishing in the top 5 of MVP voting for a couple straight years in that prime year. And he was winning Defensive Player of the Year those years. So, and he's finishing behind LeBron James. This is prime LeBron James, the dude that had the longest prime of anyone we've ever seen. So, and he's LeBron James. So I feel you there with the MVP voting part. But again, he's going up against prime LeBron during those fighting him for those MVP votes at that point in time. And then you also had those are years where dudes are coming up and having an amazing year like a D Rose or whoever you can think of during that time when they're coming when he's ripping them off.
And the biggest thing that I think just separates them, and like I said, both of them are great in their respective eras. The athleticism, bro. I feel like the athleticism gonna give the White.
That should be even. That should give it even more to Joker because he's not athletic at all in this.
But
that also hinders him on the defensive end.
He's also not playing against nobody. Nobody in the league.
But that's even worse
because in the league is athletic as the White for him to even know if he could compete against something like that.
That's even worse. This nigga is not athletic at all. He's won two MVPs. As slow and fat as this nigga is, he's won 2 MVPs.
The closest thing that we probably got to the White is Embiid. He's nowhere as athletic.
Yes.
And he be beating the hell up on the Joker. So you want me to believe that somebody as athletic as Dwight Howard?
But you're telling me You just told me that the Joker is like just in his prime. Like he's been in his prime 3 years now, 4 years.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
in that prime, in 3 years, he's won 2 MVPs and almost won a third MVP.
I'm not
in
taking
prime,
that away from him.
And that's saying that he was the best player in the league for the 2 years.
I'm not.
When the White was in the league, it don't matter who was in there. I don't care. Prime LeBron,
it does matter.
It doesn't matter. He wasn't
it
the
does
best
matter.
player.
It does matter.
It does matter when
He
you
was
play.
not the best player in the league.
Let's let Blair get in here. Let's let Blair get in here.
Exactly. So just like
I can only compare you to your peers.
Exactly. Just like we can't, like back in the day, we'd be like, well, that nigga was playing some sheets of paper. Russell, Bill Russell played sheets of paper. He still won all them championships. We cannot, just because you played in a different era don't mean nothing.
But hold on.
So just because he played with
hold on.
Anything.
So hold on. So now you're making my point. You're making my point. You got Bill Russell, done won all these championships.
He can't help what era he played
in. Exactly. But we still
Jokic can't help that he was 2 years old when LeBron was just getting started.
Bill Russell can't help that he played in the era with Mailman and Milkman and won how many championships he won?
11.
But who we consider the best player ever?
LeBron and Michael Jordan.
Or who else? Or Jordan, right? Neither one of them got close to Bill Russell championships, I didn't think.
Nah.
So like I said, I'm not taking none of the accolades away from the Joker. I'm not doing that. What I'm saying is, if I'm going pound for pound, looking at them at player for player, Dwight, like I said, Jokic, great on offense. Dwight, good on offense. The way that I look at Jokic on offense, that's how I look at Dwight on defense. But then when I look at it the other way, Dwight is a lot closer. So if you ask me in their prime, which one I'm going to take, I'm going to take Dwight. Because he'll still give me 20. He'll still give me 20 plus, the same amount of rebounds. I can have a point guard get me them assists if Dwight is going to be the defensive presence that he is along with that. And I happily take that for sure.
That's fair. That's how I looked at it. Now, at the end of the day, if we talking about accolades and how the career is adding up, oh, definitely it's Joker, and that's not going to be even close. But I think the Joker is easily way by far is one of the best offensive centers we've ever seen. Just period. Just his overall game. It's just I love people that's like that. That's just his overall game. He ain't nothing on offense he really can't do except he's not athletic.
But you still pick Dwight Howard though.
But I picked Dwight Howard because of the reason that he said. I picked Dwight Howard because I feel like when you switch it to the defensive end, I feel like Dwight Howard is closer to Joker offensively than the Joker is to him defensively. Like I wouldn't pick Joker as a top, like far as like centers, like right now, like far as defense. There are dudes that are just lesser players than him that you would pick for them for defense. You know what I'm saying? Smaller players that you'll pick on defense before you'll pick the Joker. So you won't do that same thing for Dwight Howard when you go offensively, even when he played. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like the dominance on the defensive end is a bigger gap than what the dominance is for Joker on the offensive end. So I just went with Dwight. I don't know what you gonna do, Blair, but I'm just saying that was my logic.
I don't know,
bro. Prime.
I find it hard to say.
Yeah, I think it's close.
Prime and Buddy is still playing. Like they're not both retired. You can't point to like a whole career for these dudes. You can point to a whole career for Dwight and not a whole career for Jokic. Jokic is balling. So technically, from where they are, where Jokic is right now and where Dwight Howard was for a good piece of his career, I feel like they're two different players. Like,
yeah, they are.
Even though they both play, like their games are completely different. And me, I'm an offensive guy. Like I like defense. I think defense is fantastic, but I feel like Jokic orchestrates the entire offense. Like, could you get a point guard to run those sets and blah 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 blah? You could, but the dude is abnormal. I'm assuming in his basketball IQ, the way they say it. So currently, I would go Jokic. But to be fair, I told y'all how I feel about Dwight Howard, so I don't really know. Like I missed a lot of them prime years, bro. My life was different. Not 100% basketball, dude. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I had life, and it wasn't just about watching basketball games. So I heard the stories. I saw him win the trophies, but I didn't see Dwight Howard kill it. For one, it didn't seem like they put a lot of Magic games on TV. Like even with all of that, did Chris just freeze up?
It's the same. It's the same way. It's like it's kind of like how they do with a Denver now or a Sacramento.
They didn't get TV. Like they didn't put them on TV a lot, right? Like I swear I didn't see a lot of Magic games, bro. I didn't hear a lot of Magic. I heard, you see the highlights, Dwight Howard ball, but you didn't see the games. Like they didn't show a lot of Magic games.
The biggest thing was back when Dwight Howard was doing all his crazy stuff. That's when they was like the league was pushing for Bron versus Kobe, and Dwight ended up coming out of the East.
In those stretches where I was like the league was kind of poopy for a little while. Like that's that he came in the early 2000s, right? He's one of the last few dudes out of high school, which would have been around between 03, 05, somewhere. Right when I was telling y'all the league was poopy. Like league had got super watered down because they kept bringing in all them young dudes, and teams started to really suck. And basketball got really bad for a few years for me, and it was just hard to watch. So when he showed up, like it was all athleticism. I guess he showed up somewhere down the range, and they were pushing hard for the Kobe LeBron thing. They were supposed to be the next.
Yeah, that's when they had the puppet commercial.
Yeah, the puppet commercial.
They never did. That was the year he got bounced by he got bounced, and they never did that again. They like, yeah, nah, we're not doing that. That was the year he got bounced by Boston, I guess. So that had to be 08.
No, he got bounced by Orlando.
When did they get him?
The year of the puppet commercial. That's when Orlando went to the finals.
Yeah, that was the year. Like
the Kobe
LeBron puppet. Because that was
that year. I thought that was the puppet year with the Celtics.
The White year.
That was the White.
First the Celtics won in 08. Then
that's when they start. That's when the puppet stuff was going, because they was like, that's when Kobe was supposed to be, because Kobe won it the next year.
Yeah, he went and got revenge. So then after that, they was like, oh, new king in town. Oh, LeBron gonna overcome the Celtics now. And now everybody want to see Kobe versus LeBron.
Okay.
And then Kobe made it, and the Magic made it.
He beat Bron. Yeah.
Yeah,
a lot of credit for me for that.
A lot of Dwight Howard games.
Yeah,
I see more Jokic games than Dwight Howard games. I just assume that's because he played in the West, and they get a time slot at night. Somebody got to play at night from the West. So you get more Denver games than you did Orlando games. But you didn't get a lot of Orlando games. All they played was Cavs games and Celtics games. Like those dudes got most of the airplay.
Yeah, and
I know he won 3 years Defensive Player of the Year.
I was like, yeah, even after he had got injured after his prime and all of that, shoot, them next 2 years, this nigga was still averaging like 25 and 13 or some crazy shit.
Yeah, I know he messed his back up. I don't know, man. I have a different. It's probably because of my perception of him as a dude, but it has nothing to do with like a basketball player. So I don't know, man. I would have to say Jokic, but to me, Jokic is still playing, so it's hard to compare that because I feel like he's still going up. Or if he about to plateau, he got a good 5 years left of it. We're gonna see. He ain't never not gonna be tall.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Dude is legitimately 7 foot. So
I feel like he at the top of his game. I don't see him start averaging 30 and 20. If he start doing some shit like that, I'm gonna start having to talk about this nigga is the best nigga we ever seen. 30 and 20 and still dropping 9 dimes.
Yeah, he might extend this thing.
That's a low.
Yeah, he might extend this thing out to something totally different.
That would be a different conversation.
Yeah,
for sure.
He might extend this thing to something totally different.
It's close, man. I feel like either answer is good. I just wanted to hear like why you thought.
I just find it hard when he's still playing. Like we don't have a whole body of work for this dude.
Yeah.
And he'll probably never win Defensive Player of the Year. I don't see that ever happening. If he ever makes it to like a defensive third team, would be fantastic for him. Like all defensive third team, if it was something like that.
I don't know if he'll ever do that.
I don't either. I just said that would be good for him.
He just got some slow feet on that side of the ball.
Who originally posed the question was Dwight Howard. I think he did that. I'm almost positive he did that so he can get some respect on his name, so people can go back and look at what this man did. Like he was a beast. He won a chip.
Dwight Howard had a great career. He's gonna make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he easily. First of all, he should have been in the top 75 all NBA list. I'll say that. I'll say that. He's an eighth. Think about it, because he's an eight-time All-Star. He a 5-time first team All-Pro, 2-time third team All-Pro, 1-time second team All-Pro, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, 4-time first team All-Defense, 1-time second team All-Defense, All Rookie Team, 5-time NBA rebounding champion, 2-time blocks leader in the NBA. Of course, he won a slam dunk contest. What year was that? I think it was like 2008, something like that. So
that was the year he did the cupcake, right? Like jumped all the way up there, like blew out.
I think that was the year he did he changed into the Superman cake. That was the Superman cake. Yeah, that was Superman cake.
I think he's gonna make Hall of Fame. I think he's gonna make the Hall of Fame for sure. That's good. Easy. Niggas get in with way less.
Yeah, easy. But since we're talking about Jokic, we have some results as of last night. I continue to be wrong about these playoffs, and the finals have been set, along with not just me, pretty much everybody on this panel, because nobody, and when I say nobody, I mean nobody, had the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals to play against
Who did? My mother.
Your mom.
Yes. Is a Jimmy Butler fan. Y'all, this is out of nowhere. Because she been a DC fan forever. But I guess since John Wall left, she got latched on to Jimmy Butler.
Hey, we see where you get it from.
Congratulations to mom. To mom and all the Heat fans out there.
Wow, so your mama was just holding on hope there.
Every single game, Blair. She like, my boy Jimmy Butler. My boy Jimmy Butler.
Faith the size of a mustard seed, nigga.
I'm trying to tell you, that's all.
This is true.
Jimmy Butler.
This is true.
Jimmy Butler.
Well, her faith got to be monstrative to win this next series, because he got to play against the guy you just said has been the best player and possibly should have won the MVP this season against the Joker. So it's going to be Miami versus the Joker in Denver. And Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. Who is going to win these here finals and win their very first NBA championship as a player? Because the Miami Heat has a couple championships. But will it be Jimmy Butler, Brianna, or is it going to be the Joker? Yes, I'm starting with you. You going to disappoint me today?
I honestly am not putting nothing past Jimmy Butler and these Miami Heat. I didn't think they was going to make it this far. Here they are in all of their glory.
All their glory.
Mind you, they don't even have Tyler. Crazy to me that they even made it this far. And they got a Mike Lowry, aka Kyle Lowry, coming off the bench. I'm still gonna go with the team that should win it all, which is Denver. Denver should win this series, but I don't put nothing past that Miami Heat. These niggas have been outstanding.
Facts. Quick fact. The last 6 regular season meetings against the Miami Heat in Denver.
Ready to beat these dudes out 9 out of the last 10 times, cuz.
They've won 6 straight. So
They beat them 9 out of the last 10 times they played.
6 straight. That goes back to 2020.
Jamal Murray and Michael.
Yes, this is true. Right. Yes. This is true.
So, I was wrong the last series. I was texting my dad, and he said, I'm going with the Heat tonight. Ain't no history gonna be made. And I said, all right, cool. And it was not. We could talk about them Celtics on a later date. But the next thing he texted me after I texted him that he was right, he said, yeah, they won, but I think the Joker in Denver got some brooms out there waiting for him. So this gonna be it for them, is what my dad said. And I said, you know what, Dad? You about right. You about right. I think they got brooms out there, but I think they're gonna have to put them up. It's gonna be a gentleman's sweep. I have the Denver Nuggets winning their first ever NBA championship, and they're gonna win it in 5 games. I definitely think that Denver might drop a game, but who knows? They might pull them broomsticks out and get them up out of there. And we just gonna be sad because we ain't gonna have no NBA until October. But woo, yeah, that's pretty much it. We just got to look forward to the draft after that. But that's what I'm going with, man. I'm going Denver in 5, man. They just too small. They don't have anybody that can check the Joker, man. I mean, it's just not going to be fair. It's just they're just too small, man. And they're injured, and they ain't the Celtics. This is not the Celtics. We ain't going to be struggling in crunch time. I got a point guard that can play. Damn, who's going to guard Michael Porter Jr. and they ain't got that. For me, I think I'm being respectful to Jimmy.
Show up, bro. As long as they show up to play.
That's it.
Yes, because there always is the possibility that them lights in the finals get bright now. We done seen it. So, but that's why I say Denver in 5. But who you got, Blair?
Denver. But I'm gonna go Denver in 6. I feel like Miami will pull a couple games out here or there. I don't know. It could definitely be a sweep. But I feel like Miami plays really hard. They did play LA, and that would have been like the longest team, one of the longer teams to have to deal with, and they came out of that. So as long as they can get off to a decent start, they had a lot of rest. You know, sometimes that game 1 and the rest just don't line up properly. But if they can come out and do everything they're supposed to do, I feel like they're the better team, and they seem to play better when it's tough. Like they seem to make the shots when it's necessary. Like they did everything they needed to do in the last series against the Lakers, where everybody was like, "Man, and the Lakers fought every game all the way to the end, bro, and just they made the shots. Like Denver made the shots that were necessary to win that game. Jamal Murray had a terrible night. He still hit some big shots in the 4th quarter. You know, Jokic wasn't playing so great. He still hit some big shots in the 4th quarter. Like, he's a big dude. He's a legitimate center. And I'm sure they're going to try to run that zone at some point. But Denver moves a lot. Like, they're not ISO ball team. They don't just sit there and ISO everybody. Like, there's a lot of movement to Denver's offense because it runs through you. It's actually similar to Miami, except for Jokic is better than Bam. So that makes it kind of difficult. Since it's a similar offense with all that movement, you still got to keep up. And if the IQ holds out, Denver should be in a good place. As long as nothing fluky happens, bro, because injuries is real and dudes get hurt at the worst time. So as long as nothing fluky happens for Denver, I feel like they should be pretty good. They seem hungry, man. Like they seem hungry, you know, because they could have easily given up 1 or 2 of those games to LA and made that a longer series. But they seem to have the focus to make it through because they're on a mission. The whole time they just counting down games. Like, this how many games we need. This is what we need to do. They seem to be on a mission. Miami's a very well-coached team. Those dudes are all smart as well. So it should be a very tough series. And if everybody gives their all, I feel like Denver just has the better talent, like the more talent on their team. I think Michael Porter Jr., if he goes crazy, it's going to be a problem. I don't know if he will, because he, to me, is kind of sketchy. He is a streaky guy. He gets emotional if he doesn't make a lot of shots. His defense ain't the greatest, and his defense, to me, is connected to his offense. So if he's not having a good offensive night, his defense might not be there. But they'll sub him out. Like, they will sub him out in a heartbeat if he ain't doing what they want him to do. So we'll see. Effort is the word of the series, bro. It's who gives the most effort every game.
That's what Miami fight their hardest. Denver in 4. I got Denver in 3. Look here, man.
Denver in 3, huh?
You ain't got no concern about being rest. They've been off for about a week.
No, do not care.
I'm not fooling you.
So you saying they have no hope?
Listen, unless about 3 of these niggas is gonna grow 6 inches between now and tip off.
They are undersized compared to Denver.
Denver has not been playing.
They play Denver very close too.
So,
they lose, but they play them close.
This is what I'm saying. Of course, you know the whole playoff thing. Everybody has elevated to another level. Out of all the teams that we've watched, I feel like Denver is probably the best well-oiled machine. And I also feel like, although Miami's run has been improbable, the most improbable and very impressive, I feel like Denver is better battle-tested. Because
the teams that they've gone through?
Yes, I feel like they caught a break with the Bucks, with Giannis getting hurt. They still had to beat them. Like I said, hats off to Miami because a play-in team making the finals, hey, it don't get much better than that. But
New York, bro, remember
you got the Bucks
in '99.
Yes,
last 8 seed to make it to the finals.
Blair would have won the money. So, then the next round, you get the Knicks. You also feel like maybe they got lucky getting to the second round as well. And then in the finals, although this is the number 2 seeded Boston team, this is a team that you're very familiar with because you done played them like 4 out of the last 5 years in this position. Versus you got Denver, who went up against, and they contributed to them playing the way they played, a crazy Phoenix Suns team who they played in the first round. Somebody they were supposed to beat, and they whooped them niggas. And then they played, although...
Yeah, I don't even remember that first round game, bro. They smoked them dudes. That wasn't easy.
And then, although they were...
Who was it?
Who was it?
Look it up.
It would have been the 8th seed. Who was it? It wasn't, because OKC
lost.
Minnesota. Yeah. So you talking about Jokic done. They had 2 bigs down there, couldn't do nothing. They had a pretend big in Phoenix, but once again, still a taller guy. Then you go against big AD and big LeBron, although they're a 7 seed, a better matchup for you. Now, telling me he get to go against a team where everybody is 6'9" pretty much and under?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's time to have a historic finals. So I think Miami, man, it was a hell of a run, bro. But I felt the same way when they played the Lakers in the bubble. It's just a bad matchup for them. It's just a bad matchup for him, man. Shouts out to
Lakers got him in what, 5, right, in the bubble?
I think 6.
6. Because I think
that was the one where
Game was straight dying in 2 of them games.
Yeah,
like all of them. He got him
5. He went like super stupid nuts. And by the end of that game, you knew, oh, he dead. Like it's over.
He done.
Yeah.
He played
He went
game
LeBron. He pulled
5,
his
6,
LeBron
and
James out
7
his
right
card and was
here.
like, I ain't got no more left.
Yeah.
But
So-
yeah, man. Shout out to the Nuggets, boys. But I think
I also feel like they feel like we're healthy now. Like it's now. Like we
Yes.
got our team, we loaded, everybody healthy. Let's get it done right now.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
That's my whole thing.
Especially if they come to play. If Mark Porter Jr., if he come to play,
no.
it's over. It's over. But that's all we got for this week. Y'all continue to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below to let us know how you feel about the show or anything y'all want us to discuss in the future or debate. Throw it down in the comments. We'll get at it. We'll get active. We'll holler at y'all till next time. Deuce.
Peace.
Hey.